Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I got a great recipe for you guys. We are doing a tomato and basil buffalo chicken wrap is what we're doing today. All right, so if you guys like this kind of recipe or you like the food that I make, please put a thumbs up and subscribe. You guys stop in and watch my videos, which I'm really happy about. But you guys aren't subscribing, so hit that subscribe button for me. That'd be great. All right, so a little bit of history about this particular recipe that I'm doing. I used to go to a place in Saratoga Springs. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want nobody to get in trouble, but the whole thing with this particular recipe is the blue cheese dressing. So I finally got the recipe, or at least the ingredients for it, from a waitress that works there. I don't know if she even works there anymore, but that's how I got it after going there for 10 or plus years. So I now am making that blue cheese at the house, and that is what sets this recipe apart from any other buffalo chicken wrap. Okay, it's the dressing. All right, so here I'm going to run down some ingredients. Obviously I have some chicken here that I cleaned up, washed, cut up, and you know, if there was anything on it, little pieces of fat, I took care of that, dried them off with a paper towel. So that is what we have for the chicken. We're doing the tenderloins for the chicken, by the way. That's actually what I was thinking about just then. We got some Panko breadcrumbs. The only thing you're not seeing here is flour for the dredging station. But you are seeing the eggs, the Panko, and then the flour is off screen here a little bit. Frank's Red Hot Sauce. To me, that's the only way to make a buffalo chicken wrap. Salt, we got some pepper over here, got some homemade blue cheese. I will post a recipe for this after I launch this recipe. I got some cayenne pepper here. I got a little bit of shredded lettuce, some really fresh tomatoes, slivered red onion, which I think just really works well with this. And I got a tomato and basil wrap. All right, so that is the ingredients. We're going to get going with this. I'm going to clear some of this away, set up my dredging station, get my chicken ready. I got some oil behind me in a pan to fry these in the Panko. I like the Panko better than the regular Italian breadcrumbs just because you get much more of a crunch off this. All right, I got my dredging station all hooked up here. I got some flour, about a half a cup, 2 eggs, and some Panko breadcrumbs. The only thing we're going to do is we're going to season the flour with some salt. We're also going to season it with a little black pepper, and not too much, but we are going to kind of put a little cayenne pepper in there. I'm going to say probably about maybe a half a tablespoon. Okay, and then this here, all we're going to do is we're just going to mix this in. It's going to add a little flavor to the chicken when we coat this. And then, okay. All right, so I think you guys seen me do this before. I do the flour. I don't actually salt and pepper the chicken, not for this. Okay, so first we're going into the flour. Make sure you get everything coated. Kind of shake off the excess. Try to use one hand on this one until you get to the breadcrumbs. Then you can kind of use your other hand after you, just like that. Shake off the excess of that. In the breadcrumbs it goes, just like that, and push down. You guys hear me say this all the time. Push down anytime you're doing it. Get as much as possible to adhere to the chicken. You don't want no so-called, what I call, bald spots. Just like that. And if you feel any wetness coming through, just keep putting more breadcrumbs on it until you don't feel any wetness coming through. So that's about good, just like that. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set these aside on a plate. I'm going to do the rest of the chicken. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. And then I'll be back as soon as we start frying these up. All right, so I have all my chicken all breaded, all dipped in flour, eggs, and panko breadcrumbs. And now I'm going to show you how I do this, which it's the same thing as, like I said, if you were doing chicken parm. You fry it the same way. The only difference is that there's a little cayenne pepper in it, and there's panko breadcrumbs instead of Italian breadcrumbs. Okay, so we're gonna oil's at about 375. I put it at 375 because as soon as I drop this in, the heat's going down. Okay, so this is how we're gonna do this. Now we're not gonna kill this. We're not gonna fry it so it's so not tender, right? Because you want nice tender chicken in your. So we'll do 3 pieces at a time. This is a 10-inch pan, ceramic 10-inch pan that I'm using here. That's Teflon coated. So you know, you can use cast iron on this. Would work fantastic. You can use whatever kind of pan you want. The pan doesn't make a difference. It's just how it reacts to the heat that you're putting to it. Okay, so spin around. Grab a plate. I'm going to keep you guys with me while I fry these first 3. I'm going to show you what they look like, and then I'm going to fry the rest of them so I don't bore the hell out of you guys. And then I will be on my way. And then we'll start building this wonderful, awesome wrap. If you like wraps, right? But you can do this the same way, just like this. You could do a chicken sandwich, put this on a brioche bun, lettuce, tomato, onion. You can do some mayonnaise on it. You can mix mayonnaise, ketchup, little hot sauce, or a little cayenne pepper. You know, anything. You know, this is very versatile. But today we're definitely doing a wrap because I've been dying for one, and I don't feel like driving over a half hour to go sit at a bar or tavern and order one of these up. So I'm making them myself, and I'm making them for you guys as well, so you guys can have a delicious lunch or whatever. But this is a great sandwich. So I'm thinking 3-4 minutes aside. You know, usually the rule of thumb is now when the breadcrumbs become you know, light brown, the chicken's done, because these chicken tenders and you know, are not that thick, right? So you don't need to really cook the hell out of them. It's just a few minutes aside. All right, actually, you know what I am going to do? I am going to let you guys go for a second. I am going to get a couple other things, quick things done here before I plate this meal, and I will bring you back when these 3 are done, and then we'll continue with the recipe, okay? All right, hang in there. This is, oh boy, it even smells so good. Okay, so the first fry is done. I did put an extra one in right here, but these are the original ones from before I cut the video, and you can see how these are supposed to be, right? The color of them is, get a hold of it here. See, just like that. Crispy, brown, not burnt, just crispy and brown. So that's how that's how we do it. That's how it works. It's about, I don't know, what is it, about, I don't know, maybe four minutes aside. You know, it's all one of those things where it just depends on how thick your chicken is. So if it's really thick, you're gonna have to leave it in a little bit longer, right? Okay, but this is perfect. That's what you want in your chicken wrap. So we're going to pull these. I'm just putting them on a plate with the paper towel on them, just to drain a little bit of the excess grease. And then after that, we're going to go over and we are going to start assembling this awesome sandwich. All right, so when that time comes, I will be back with you guys and we'll roll this thing up and serve it with a little potato chips and, you know, I don't know, maybe have a beer with this today, right? Okay, that's it for right now. I'm going to fry the rest of these and then I'll meet you guys back over on the counter so we can start rolling this up. Okay, so we're all done frying the chicken. The chicken came out fantastic. This is the chicken that I just got done doing. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take a couple pieces of this chicken, just like that. And what we're going to do is, just so it's easier to eat and you're not biting a whole piece of chicken inside the wrap and it's a little bit easier to roll it up, what we're going to do is we're just going to cut it up like this. Just like that. And you can see how nice that is on the inside. You can see all the juice. Okay, that's why we don't overcook this anyways. So we'll do one more. Okay, very good. So we'll take this now and we'll just move this aside. And then we'll start building our wrap. Okay. Let me clean up my mesh real quick. I'll be right back in 1 second. Okay. All right. So there we go. All right. So there's our wrap. Tomato and basil wrap. That's very nice. Now, again, like I said in the beginning, the star of the show is right here. It's not so much the chicken, but I did want to show you guys how I actually just do my chicken, what the process is. But this blue cheese dressing is just, look at how thick it is. It's so good. Okay, so we're going to start with this. This is going down first. About like that. We'll start out with that. I don't go all the way to the edge with this because obviously your wrap isn't to the edge. So I only put a certain amount of blue cheese on this for right now, but I do serve this meal with a little extra on the side, including some Frank's Red Hot sauce too. All right, so we got our blue cheese down. I'm just gonna bring a bowl in real quick. And what we're going to do is we're going to shake up some Frank's, pour a little Frank's in there, and we're going to take our chicken pieces that we just did, and we're going to stick them in we're going to put them in here. Okay? Now all we're going to do is real simple. We're just going to coat these. Nothing different than, you would do with a wing. Okay? So, okay. So we want to make sure that these are nice and coated because the buffalo needs to be on there, right? We just keep mixing it until you see at least 80% of the chicken, all done up, all coated, whatever. Okay? There's our chicken, all coated with the buffalo sauce. Ooh, gotta love that. All right, back with the wrap. Let's clean up a little bit of that mess. There we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a little bit of lettuce down. Just like this. I always have a tendency of like overfilling my wraps. It's just an awful tendency I have. And we're gonna throw a little red onion on it. That adds a lot of flavor right here. Love my red onion, actually. And the tomatoes now, we cut the tomatoes. You could see before how I cut the tomatoes really, really thin, almost paperish thin. And that's just simply because it's a little bit easier to roll this when it becomes time to roll it, right? Okay, so now we're just going to, sometimes it's hard because you got to work for the camera. We're going to do this, just like that. And you don't have to use all the chicken. You know, if you have some left over, just nibble on it a little bit, I guess. Okay. And this is where it becomes when I start overpacking these, which I do every single time. So if this one doesn't roll, don't be surprised. Okay. So we're going to take this and then we're going to fold in each side. And you can already tell that this is the way that this is going to be. Okay, well, I lucked out on this one. This one seems to, there we go. That seems to be pretty good. But I do have to stop learning or stop overfilling my things here. That's for sure. All right, we'll get a plate in here now. And what we'll do is we'll stab that there and stab that there. And then we'll, just like that, we'll get the plate. Get the plate in here and we'll, oh guys, come on, right? Look at that. You gotta like this no matter what. So we'll do one there. And then we'll do one just like that. All right. And then we'll, sorry, my nose is running. I'm kind of sort of getting over a cold, a little bit of a cold. So we'll do some Frank's Red Hot sauce there, and then up in the corner, because I already know that I'm gonna need a little bit more blue cheese. We're gonna throw, actually, you know what? I'm gonna put this one here, the blue cheese, and I'm gonna put the hot sauce up there. And then we're gonna just finish this plate off with a little kettle cooked potato chips, salt and pepper kettle cooked potato chips. All right, clean this up a little bit. There we go. All right, guys. So here it is. Here's my tomato and basil buffalo chicken wrap with some homemade blue cheese that I will without a doubt post a recipe for that because it is that good. And this now is becoming my lunch. So, all right, guys, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I will see you guys all in the next recipe.